External style sheets, probably the last of the super complex things that we're going to do. And after this, maybe one more lesson on lists, you are going to be rocking your entire website and the final hand-coded part of the project. And it's really cool because what happens here, let's open up the assignment workspace, is an external style sheet is actually a separate file. You'll notice it's a style CSS. The reason CSS is a term that means cascading style sheets. It's an actual language that works inside of websites that allows you to change the style for an entire website. And the style sheet here becomes like a quarterback. It controls the entire site. So real quick, so you understand what's happening, you have this line 5, which is link rel style sheet href style CSS. You'll notice that this is called style CSS. And over here, I have CSS code, the style code we already have. It says that H1 will be colored blue. What that means is that for the rest of the website, whenever I have a page that's connected to my style sheet, all of the H1s and all of the pages will have the color blue. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Hello world. Clearly that's color blue. If I go into my style sheet and I change it to, I'll just go in here and I'll change it to green. Of course, there's some cool tricks in there for other things, but I'll just change it to green. All right, just for kicks and giggles, right? I go in there it is, instant green. That's all it is. Now, what's interesting is that if I leave that in place and I change, I put in other pages that use H1, as long as every page is told to look to style.css, they will take all of their cues from that. So if you ever notice why it is that all the pages inside of a website use the same fonts, use the same colors, use the same schemes, that's because they all use this process called CSS. Now, there are some super fancy tools that can make this insanely complex and robust. Obviously, when I built some of my fancier sites, I use some very heavy duty tools that do that, but they all run the same principle. So once you know this, you're going to be able to do what we call scale. You can do this bigger and better all the time because you have this basic skill set there and you're all super smart. So I know you're going to be able to get this. So let's take a look at what this page looks like. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to do something unusual. I'm actually going to create a new page because what's going to happen is we create 5 tags to style the index page, and then you're going to create 2 additional pages. So first, I will go in here and I will create 1 additional style tag. So to create an additional style tag, I'm just going to create a little room. That's all I have to do. And you know what? Just for kicks, I'm going to turn my P tags brown, just because. So I'm going to type a P. Now, you don't have to do any special tags there for CSS. Remember, just like we did for the last lesson. I'm going to put in my curly brace right here. And you'll notice it gives me 2. That's a coding rooms thing. And if I hit return, it sets it up nicely. It formats it nicely for me. And I'm just going to use the color command again. Color. And if you notice, it actually gives you some choices there, which is kind of neat. And that's a property thing. And then actually gives you some possible values. There's actually hundreds of values I can put in there. But I'm going to do brown because I said that, right? And then you notice it actually gives you what the brown will look like. That's another coding rooms thing. Not all systems will do that. Once I do that, let me go back and look at my page. There it is. My P turned brown. Now, what if I want to put in a second page? Well, there's a number of things I can do. The first thing I can do is I can set up to create a file. And once I do, I can call this second page of HTML, right? Just for kicks and giggles. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'll put in my HTML, right? And I'll put in my /HTML, just like I'm supposed to do. And I'll get that open, right? And in my head, I'll put in my head tag. And I'll put in my title, second page, right? Title. And I will also close my head just for now. And then in my body, I have to put in my body right here, and I'll put my slash body, so it's all nice and neat, right? And in between here, notice I'm just adding lines. It's easy to read. I'll put in an H1 tag. Welcome to my second web page. All right, let's go in here, and I'll put in that H1. As you can see, the formatting is consistent. And I'll put this in, all right? And I'll go take a look at this. This is called secondpage.html. So take a look at that. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna go /secondpage.html. And what's the problem? They're not consistent. This has the blue, the green H1 and the brown text. This has all black. Well, I'm gonna tell it, oh, you gotta go look at this style CSS page. It's this tag right here, link rel. Once you tell that, and it goes in between the head tags, once I stick that in there, right in here, right for my head tag, drop that bad boy in. Once I do, instantly it says, oh, I'm going to go in and I'm going to take my cue from that page. What if I want to make my headers blue? I will go back to my style and I will change it to dark blue, just for argument's sake, right? Dark blue, right? So change it to dark blue. Now, refresh the page. Now it's dark blue. When I go back to hello world, it's dark blue. All my H1s all go dark blue throughout the entire site. If I put 7 pages and I told them all to look to style CSS, they would all go H1 is dark blue and P is brown. If I change the P color to orange, I could do that. Now, the other thing you have to do is make sure all the pages are linked to one another. So I will real quick, I'll go in here and I'll put in a P. This is on, here is my home page, right? And then on my first page, I got to put in a P tag, right? Oops. Here is my second page. And I could do better on the tagging with this, but just in the interest of time, I'm going to go in and put my link tag, right? So I'm going to go to href equals quote, and I'm going to call it second page.html, close quote, and that will make a link here, and I'll put in, oops, that's supposed to be a P, that's a mistake, and right in here, /A. So now when I look at this web page, let me take a look at this. Is it looking right? Yep, it says here's my second page. It's all wonky. Let's go in here again. So there, here's my second page. Now, interesting. This says P, but this is blue. That's because automatically, if you make something an A tag, an attribute tag, a link, if you make something with an A tag, it will take the default for the A tag. It will actually turn them blue and underline. But what if I don't? I want my links to have a special color, but I don't want the blue. Everybody has the blue. I want mine to be orange. I go back to style CSS. Watch what happens. I can go down here and I could use A, and I can say, take my A's, right? I'm gonna go in here, and I'm gonna say color orange. And it takes it, all right? Now look what happens. There's my link. Here's my second page. Click, and there's my link to my second page. Here's my home page I haven't fixed yet. So I'm gonna go back to my home page, and I'm gonna put in my A, href equals quote, and I'll call it index.html because that's where it is. I'll close the quote out. I will put my /A right here. Take a look at it. And notice it was orange. Why? Because it's orange. I told it to be orange. Back and forth, I told it to be orange. If I go into style and I said, well, I don't want it to be orange, I want it to be dark blue. Now let me do dark cyan. That's an interesting color. I don't know what dark cyan is, but there we go. Oh, that's dark cyan. Now it's dark cyan in all pages. So your job is to create 5 tags, 2 additional pages, make sure they're all linked to each other, and make sure all of the pages are connected to the style sheet. Do all of that. When all of that is done, you'll be good to go. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that's helpful. Good luck with your project. Thanks so much.